What is good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I could not let the day go by without reading this success story. I've been wanting to read more of the success stories from my subbies and also the progress from some of my clients, but this success story comes from a silent subby, as she calls herself. But I really want to actually read you guys the email that she sent me, because the way she takes me through this story, I feel as if I'm on the bridge of incidents with her. And I really hope that this really helps somebody, because there was a lot of times where she didn't believe, and where she spiraled, and where she even got rejected, and she was not even qualified, and she still was able to land her dream job. So I really hope that you guys take away the key points that we're going to go over at the end of this video. And yeah, let's get right into it. So, hi Autumn, I watch all of your videos, and your video about revision really spoke to me. I decided to test it out recently, and I'm shocked because I did not believe it at first. My backstory is the beginning of this year, I started out without a job, and everyone in my life was saying to just get a job and work, but I always felt resistance to that. I decided I want my dream job at a specific marketing firm in my city. I always pictured working there while I was in college. To me, that was enough. I didn't tell anyone that I was going to apply if the opportunity presented itself. At the end of February, I started looking at positions for marketing in the area of social media, since that's what I truly desire. But I always kept my eye on the specific firm I want to work at in case anything came open. A few weeks passed, and one night I was looking for positions at 2 a.m. and I saw my dream firm had 2 positions available, but it was roles that needed a master's degree. I only have a bachelor's degree, but something in me told me to send over my resume anyway. It couldn't hurt. I said to myself, the job is mine, and I did my best to let it go. The next few days, I felt anxiety. I was constantly checking my emails and looking to see if they sent a response, and making sure my phone was always charged so someone could call me. I was having a full-on spiral one moment, and I remembered a video you posted a while ago that said acceptance of all outcomes releases resistance, knowing I still get to choose which one I want, but not from neediness, but from I am. So I decided to declare my power, because why would I be online at 2 a.m. and happen to see those job openings if it wasn't for me? I decided no matter what I feel, I would see what I wanted to see, that I have the job. A week and a half later, I got the phone call for a group interview. I was shocked because the whole time I didn't fully believe it would happen. I just kept visualizing and saying it's mine. The following week was the interview, and I done all I could do to prepare myself for it. When I arrived to my interview and saw all the other candidates, I felt overly dressed and like I was trying too hard to overcompensate for my lack of having a master's. I had on a skirt and a silk blouse, and everyone else was dressed pretty casually. I took a moment to myself and headed to the bathroom. As I was washing my hands, in walks another lady, and we have the same silk blouse on. It's a very specific patterned blouse, so it was clear that it was the same blouse. We started laughing when we saw each other. She said, "At least yours is still clean." She spilled coffee on her shirt. She went to grab a napkin and wet it, and I said, "Hold on." I pulled out a Tide pen and quickly handed it to her. She was really kind. She asked if I had an interview, and I said yes, and told her how nervous I am, but excited, and I talked about the social media experience that I've had on my own before I got my bachelor's. It all lasted but 5 minutes, and she asked me my name, shook my hand, and wished me well. I didn't think anything of it because she was so kind and we had a genuine exchange. Plus, I was able to get my mind off of the interviewing process. I went through the interview process with the others. I felt like I held my own, even though I was nervous and doubted myself. At the end, they said they would send an email with their decision, and if you got the job, you would receive an offer letter. I left feeling neutral. I had a weekend family trip, so I told myself no checking until I got home. So I left my laptop at home. I went with my family and I enjoyed myself. And I thought about it, but I tried to remain my best to remain present. I checked when I got home, but still nothing, not even a letter saying they chose someone else. So I still affirmed it was mine. The next day was a Tuesday I'll never forget. I got an email from the company. When I opened it, my heart immediately sank. It was a letter letting me know they found someone else. Of course, I cried. I justified why they didn't choose me, and I let myself feel it. That night, I decided I didn't want to accept this as final, so I decided to revise it. I imagined the email again and that it said congratulations, and they sent me an offer letter. I replayed the scene over and over until I felt like it was a possibility, and then I went to sleep. I woke up and didn't check anything. I immediately visualized in the morning and night that I actually saw the congratulations on the email. And on that Friday afternoon, I was on the way to go to the movies with my mom when I got a phone call from the firm. I was shocked when I heard the words come out that it didn't work out with one of the other candidates and they wanted to know if I was still interested, and if I was, they would email me an offer letter. I accepted it quickly, and once I was off the phone with them, I was so emotional. It was a deep realization of what I had done. I jumped to the reality where I actually got the job from revising what I saw, even though I was unqualified with no master's degree and previously rejected. When I checked my email, I saw the congratulations across the screen, and I know now more than ever that I am the source. I had to email you because I started this week, and the lady that was in the bathroom, well, she's my boss. I didn't interview with her, so I didn't know. She told me on the first day that she loved how sure I was that I was going to work there. She wanted people with my kind of energy. It's true, you never know how it's going to show up or who will be used to bring you your desires. It is true, everyone plays their part. When I sit back, I could see the play unfolding through me, and now I have a deeper understanding of I am. Thank you for your videos on consciousness. I can rewatch them and understand on a different level. Please share with others. They need to know revision works. I can't wait to work with you on a one-on-one level in the near future. I feel like nothing can stop me. You guys, that email got me so emotional, not just because of her success, but because I felt like I was really there living the story, living the movie, the script with her. And I was just in awe because when you're going through something like that and you're feeling it and you're in the emotions, you never would have guessed how that could play out. Like, come on, the lady that she met in the bathroom with the same shirt on, like, what was the chances of that? And even just how it all orchestrated, it's just crazy. Like Steve Jobs says, you can't connect the dots going forward. But when you are where you want to be, you basically can look back and see how everyone, every situation, and every rejection was used for her still to show her the power of I am and who she was, and it didn't have to be final for her. And so the four things I actually really want to point out to you guys in this email that really stuck out to me, because like she said in the email, she did not feel it. Like she didn't feel it. She didn't believe it half the time. She spiraled a lot and she still had her doubts, and she justified. She did all the things that we do, and she let herself have the moment. But the one thing that I saw a lot in this email was she said, I decided that I was going to revise. I decided that this job was mine even though I wasn't qualified. I decided that I wanted to work at my dream firm. I decided. Like we say, you guys, manifestation is a deliberate choice, okay? It's not something that you're going to have to go along with and you're like, oh, well, if I end up there, okay. Like, no, it's a choice to choose what you want. Regardless of whatever you feel is standing in your way, you can get what you want, just like she did. So she made the deliberate decision no matter what. She kept mentioning, I decided. And who is the one really deciding, you guys? When you're saying, I decide. Who is the one deciding? I. Who is I? I am. I am is the one deciding. So when you are deciding, it is final. Your word is final. Okay. I loved that because I was like, no, she really had the conviction, even though she didn't feel as if she had the conviction. Her saying, I decided, and she was going to go for it anyway, even if she didn't really feel it. She was like, I just decide that this is going to work out for me. All right. So the second thing was the boss was used through an endearing interaction. Even though the boss wasn't interviewing her, she got to know her a little bit personally and know her name. And I think that that's important too, because the way you could see how that could possibly play out was the fact that she didn't have a master's degree that was needed for the position, but she got to meet the boss that she would work with. So at least the boss would know that regardless if she didn't have the qualifications, the man-made qualifications for the 3D, she knew her spirit. She connected with her on a blouse and, you know, just having a genuine conversation with her. So it was just very interesting how that played out, how she had that run-in, right? And so the third thing was, even though rejected, she said she didn't take the decision as final. And I love that. She said, because even though she decided, or she let herself spiral when she saw that she was rejected in that email, she let herself have the moment, she let herself cry, she let herself justify the reason why she didn't get it. But before she went to bed, she said, you know what, I still decided that that job is mine. Regardless, I'm going to revise that it actually was mine. All right. And that's what she did. And nothing is final, you guys, because the 3D is malleable. The 3D really is malleable. Nothing is final until you say so. So what revision is it will jump you to the timeline where you actually do get what you want. And although she went through that experience where she was previously rejected because she decided that she wasn't rejected, and she decided that she moved in that assumption no matter what. She revised it. She was like, this is what actually happened. It actually happened and came in a way that it didn't work out with another candidate. And we don't have to know exactly how it's going to come in or who's going to move or whatever's going to happen. We don't have to know that. All we need to know is, look, I decided, I actually said that it actually went like this. And you stick to it. She persisted. So yeah. And number 4, you guys, where even though there were a lot of spirals, emotions, she still got her end result because she kept the end of her having her career, and she kept choosing it. She kept deciding, she kept choosing it. Even though she felt that she did not have the qualifications. And she said at the beginning of the year, she told no one. She told no one that she would apply for her dream job when it presented itself, because she knew she didn't have the qualifications on paper or the experience needed. And I think that that's very important too, because if you were to tell somebody, of course they're going to just say, girl, just get a job. But no, she kept that in, and she went inward, and she went to the Father in secret, and she found the state. Even though the emotions were there, it was her state of being. She kept deciding to choose that job, to choose that position, that she was going to work there no matter what. And that's what got her result, was being in the state in the end, choosing it and deciding it no matter what happened, and revising and assuming that it went the way that it was supposed to go for her. And I just really feel like that was amazing. And I love when you guys send me emails like this, really detailing it out, because I really get involved in the story with you guys, because that's what it's like. It's like watching a movie when you play it back. Even like you breaking up with your SP and all the things that you think are horrible in that moment, it could be a bridge to get you to where you want to be, you know? So you guys, I actually love that. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I know that it helps someone on here. And yeah, you guys, coaching and all that good stuff is down in the description box below, or you could just keep watching the free content. Don't forget to download my free products for you guys as well. But I love you guys so much. And As you know, imagination is always on your side, and I am too. Bye.